already running late, so this is gonna be quick. But I remember in our last video we told you guys that we'll tell you about what's going on with our little girl's foot. So we're actually at our second opinion right now. Hopefully that this doctor is not as standardized as the last one was, but we shall see. Emotionally, I just can't take this anymore. Alex can't be here because COVID rules only one parent at a time. And yeah, I will update you guys later after this is going on. Oh, I know him. Lord, give me the strength to handle this because I can't. When I'm in there, I'm already crying. Gosh, poor thing. There's just so much. I feel so bad for her. But alright. Wish me luck, guys. I'll update you guys afterwards. Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. So from the last clip that you just seen, it's actually been a couple of weeks since our second opinion. My bad. I was emotionally not ready to talk about this. Still not really emotionally ready to talk about it, but I think I can do it. Honestly, I'll probably be talking most of it. Yeah. So in the last video you guys seen that I was going in for a second opinion. I mentioned briefly that she was born, unfortunately, with semi-birth defects. She has a clubfoot, which is basically her foot's turned inwards. Inward. Yeah, I'll post a picture.
Like inward and like up, kind of?
Yeah, it was unexpected. We had many ultrasounds. Like, I had a second level ultrasound because they thought she had heart problems. And they looked at her feet too, which is weird.
No, but if it's positional, it doesn't always show up.
So what he means by positional is that it was kind of my fault. My uterus didn't stretch enough for her, so her feet got stuck in an inward position. She was born with it, compared to regular clubfoot, which is genetics. So, yes.
So, as soon as she came out, I'm sure most of you guys are familiar, take the baby right away, put it under the heat lamp and give it its shots and all that good stuff. But I had noticed her foot was kind of turned in a little bit, and even the nurses there that had taken her had mentioned it, but they didn't really seem too concerned. So I wasn't really too concerned, especially because I didn't even know what it was.
Yeah, but then they were still taking my placenta out, and I was like, how is she? She's like, well, her foot's a little wonky. Yeah. I'm like, what? I'm like, you can't just say that with a straight face. Like, no, I was freaking out, and I didn't see her for like another couple of minutes. Yeah. And then I did, and then I cried. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's a little overwhelming because it took so much for us to finally have a kid, and then
can we not show
for something else to happen. We were both very concerned and kind of frustrated. But then we went to an appointment with an ortho doctor out here in San Antonio. We were initially kind of disappointed with how they reacted. They kind of just brushed it off like it's nothing. She just jumped right to the point, barely even looked at her and was like, that's clubfoot. We cast, we do surgery, that's it. You want to start today? Cool? No? Okay, go.
Well, it went from like...
That was pretty much the first appointment. So then we started looking into trying to get a second opinion, which if you do some research on clubfoot, that's generally the recommendation. Don't just go with your first doctor. Always look around to see what you can get. Unfortunately, here in San Antonio, they are not really rated the best out here for treating clubfoot. But we did get another referral with the same group, but a different provider, and he seemed much more flexible with treatment plans and a little more receptive when kind of reviewing what to do with her. So We ended up going with him, and we started casting
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. So yeah, just yesterday she got her third cast, and so with Clubfoot they go through a series of casting, and then from there they do, if need be, which generally the case is, hopefully not, but usually they need treatment with surgery, and they just snip the Achilles tendon, and then recast the foot.
You make it sound so simple. Yeah, they just go in and clip her tendon.
Yeah, I know, it sounds intense, but
on a 5-week-old baby.
But babies heal apparently pretty quickly and very easily. So, and that's on for 3 weeks, and that's the final casting, and then they move to boots and bars. Or what we're gonna try to do is the what is it?
AFO.
It's just a single, AFO. It's just a single boot that should keep the foot over. So here's cast 1. And it's kind of hard to tell, but their initial intention is to put the foot down. So not really a whole lot of, it's straightened and down. And then the second one is straightened, but more kind of upright, as you can see. And then the cast that she's on now, so we're on week 3 now of casting.
She has a sock on.
And yeah, it's kind of hard to tell, but this one is kind of over corrected. So it's her right foot, and so it kind of goes out more to the right there. And it's just to try to overcorrect. Now the next cast after this should be, I don't even actually, I think it's
Down and up.
What's that?
It's up more.
So yeah, so it goes up more and still a little bit overcorrected.
Oh, I have like spit up on my shirt. I didn't even change. Ignore that.
The towel?
Ignore. So, as Alex explained, I know it sounds like a lot, but when we were in the hospital, we had ortho come in, and they're like, oh, this isn't that bad. Like, you could be able to stretch it out. So, from going to, you can stretch it out, so we're going to cast her, so you need surgery until you're going to need these boots and bars until she's 3 years old.
Yeah, it seemed
or
like
3 to 4 years old.
It seemed like it escalated really quickly.
Yeah, it went from like, here, it'll be fine, to this is going to be a long process to fix her little foot.
Well, in the first, the doctor, too, that we saw said that it would be pretty much at least 10 casts or something like that. And that's just, after we did some research, that just sounded a little bit absurd, especially because her foot was so flexible. Obviously, there's different levels of clubfoot, and hers was very, very movable. And like we said, we believe it to be positional clubfoot. So you shouldn't need 10 casts.
Why are you smiling? Are we talking about you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 10 casts just seemed a little bit excessive, but the doctor just seemed very rigid. This is what I'm going to do, and it's the only thing that we do. So far, casting has worked very well with her. They do...
I'll post pictures. So I don't know. I'm a worrywart. I cried almost every appointment, so Alex's went. But he sends me pictures, and I'll insert the pictures here. So, as you can see, some of them, there's bruising, there's, like, what is it, blisters and marks, and she's only...
So no blisters. There's a little bit of skin wear down from where the cast was up on her thigh. But, I mean, it wasn't anything bad. It was just the cast was a little bit mobile. So obviously it's going to wear on some of the skin, but it wasn't deep, it wasn't bleeding, it wasn't doing anything. Her ankle does look like it's bruised slightly, and then her actual ankle itself looks a little bit red, but other than that, everything looked normal.
She's 4 weeks old.
So.
I think that's what's hard for me. Like, we started casting when she was 2 weeks, and then to hear that this might be a problem until she's 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah, that's the hardest, I think, for me, is that she's going to be in boots and bars until she's 2 to 3 years old, maybe even longer, depending on how well she recovers from this. And it's concerning as a parent because you want your child to have their best life and be able to be active and do whatever it is they want to do, whether it's sports or whatnot. And so far, through all the research that we've done, it looks like you can live a very normal life with clubfoot, especially if it's treated and taken care of in a timely manner. But it's just kind of...
Well, she might have 2 different size feet. One might be smaller than the other. She might be in pain. There's a possibility of relapse, so her foot could possibly go back to the position that it was. Woo. And then she'll just need more surgery.
Or she'd have to go back into the boots and bars. It's boots and bars or the, what was it?
AFO.
AFO boot.
You just make it sound like it's, like this is, like you're just so by the book. And I feel like you haven't really let yourself really, like this sucks. We went from many years trying to have a child to finally it happening and then this. Like, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that it's something that's fixable, but you never want to see your child have to go through this.
Yeah.
Which she's happy.
I think it's been harder on us than it's been on her, though. I mean, generally the first or second night after her cast was placed and it's been replaced are hard. Like last night, she
screamed.
Hardly slept at all last night. It was kind of frustrating.
She just couldn't get so uncomfortable. And there's nothing we can do about it. But she's been a trooper so far.
Yeah.
I guess. I think that's it. I don't think we have to talk about it anymore.
It's been especially hard on her. I have faith in the medical system.
I don't.
But we'll see what happens here. So far, the reviews for San Antonio aren't the greatest. But
in my hospital. So since I work at a specific hospital, my insurance only covers me through my hospital like network. So we couldn't even go out if we wanted to. Well, we could, but it would have been $400 per visit, and she goes in every week. So not only do we spend like what $9,000 to have her. No, it's just, but it's fine. I guess I'll show you. She's a little perfect. Because we're gonna end it here because Mommy's crying. Oh, you want to see pie? You want to see pie? Who's your happy baby? So thank you guys for watching our channel. We're gonna bring you on this Clubfoot journey with us. I don't know if I can record. I go in next week. I'll try to record at the appointment so you can see what casting is like. But, you're so happy. But yeah, keep us in our prayers, and let's hope that she doesn't need surgery to fix it. That's all I got. Are you actually crying, or? Oh, baby.
Rub around the foot real quick, and then I'll keep putting my finger there.